Hello everyone and welcome back to more Saya no Uta. So in the last video we met our main character and we started to take a look at how he sees the world. We went to the doctor, it was all rather fun and games as you can clearly see from this corridor. But anyway, let's continue on with the story. It looks like someone sprayed the wall with pig guts from ceiling to floor, but I know that this is the hospital hallway. What colour should the walls of a hospital be? White, of course. It goes without saying that no hospital would ever paint its walls this colour, and to the creatures of rotten flesh shambling around me, this hallway probably looks just as white as it should. I know that the walls are really white, and that the piles of meat are really humans. I'm the one with the problem, and it's because I've accepted this that I am able to lead a normal life. Even if my university's medical department is nowhere near as good as T University's, I'm still a medical student majoring in neurosurgery. I have a basic idea of what has happened to me, though it is hard to believe. This isn't a pathological condition. It's probably some sort of agnosia or an unknown type of cognitive disorder. The flesh beast, called Tamba Ryoko, said that there were patients who had developed brain disorders after receiving the same treatment as me, so I guess I'm just another failure. So much for the elite T University Medical School. It makes me want to laugh in that know-it-all doctor's face. That said, I don't blame the doctors who operated on me. After all, I do owe them my life. I know as well as anyone how low the chance of success was and that there was no other way to save my life. Oh, this looks grand. What it all comes down to is my bad luck, nothing more. The point is that my condition isn't treatable like your everyday mental disease. I have no choice but to live the rest of my life with this disorder, just like someone adapting to a hearing aid or wheelchair. I must adapt to this nauseating scenery. Of course it's hard. It wasn't easy to resign myself to this fate. But now there's more than just despair. Even for me, there is a single glimmer of hope. Keeping my eyes on my feet so as to see as little of this horrifying world as possible, I hurry home. I live in a quiet suburban neighbourhood in a house that's much too large for me alone. My parents, even unluckier than me, died in the accident 3 months ago. I couldn't even go to the funeral for being in intensive care. I'm gonna say that I feel like they got off scot-free. I mean, he has to live in this world where he feels like completely out of place, surrounded by monsters and gore constantly. Would it have been better to have just died? I don't know. My father's business collapsed, but I was left with the house and enough money to live on for a while. Of course I'm sad, but that accident took more from me than just my parents. In fact, being able to live alone and as I please has probably saved me. If they were still alive, my parents would never have allowed me to live with some strange girl after all. Well, he looks old enough. He looks old enough to have his own relationships. Is it really that awful? Welcome home. As I open the door, a bright voice greets me from the kitchen. Clear as a bell, the voice is undeniably human. The moment it reaches my ears, it flushes the day's terrible voices and discordant sounds from my memory. I'm home, Saya. Even the patter of feet coming down the hall is music to my ears. Nowhere else in the city can I hear such footsteps. Only in this house, with Saya, am I so privileged. You're late. I was a little worried. Sorry, I had to stop by the hospital today. Oh, that was today? In her smile, in the quizzical tilt of her head, is everything that I have lost. Since my accident, this girl is the only person I've met, perhaps the only person in the world who does not trigger my cognitive disorder. True, her skin seems too white, and the colour of her eyes and hair is probably different in reality. Even so, her form is clearly, undeniably human. But why is she the only thing that looks human in a world of everything that looks like this? It's a bit suspicious if you ask me. And it's not just her appearance, even her voice and her. As I bend down to take off my shoes, Saya as always wraps her arm around my neck and pulls me gently into her tiny bosom. Her skin feels truly human, neither cold nor slimy, and from her hair wafts the sweet fragrance of a young girl. In all the world, only Saya is pleasing to my five senses. And what's more, she smiles at me, embraces me. She knows that she is my salvation, and for some reason is happy that I need her. If I had not met her, if I had been all alone in this twisted, filth-ridden world, I would no doubt have quickly succumbed to true madness. It is no exaggeration to say that Saya alone is keeping me alive. What did you do today?
今の模様替え。もう半分ぐらい塗り終わったよ。で、今はね、ふみのりの晩ご飯作ってるの。昼間テレビで作り方やってたから。
Worked on the living room. The painting is half done, and now I'm making your dinner like I learned from the TV.
そうか。楽しみだな。
Sounds good.
もうちょっと時間かかりそうなの。待っててくれる？
It will take a little longer. Can you wait?
いいよ。じゃあ、僕は今の続きをやってる。
Sure, I'll do some more work in the living room. After watching the humming Saya return to the kitchen, I enter the living room. I realised one day that if the natural colours of the world are sickening, all I have to do is paint them over with colours that seem pleasant. After I bought every kind of paint in the hardware store, Saya and I started trying out different combinations. It should go without saying that after painting the bedroom from ceiling to floor, I was finally able to get my first good night's sleep since the accident. When we first started on the living room, Saya, unsure what to do with the curtains, had just painted carefully around the windows. Without hesitating, I tore the curtains down and painted over the window glass itself. There'll never be anything out there that I'd want to see, and if we keep the rain shutters down, the neighbours probably won't think anything of it.
ご飯できたよ。
Dinner's ready!
こっちで食べよう。持ってきてくれるか？
Can you bring it in here? As she enters the living room carrying a food tray, Saya sniffs the air.
ペンキの匂い。
Does the paint smell bother you? Now that she mentions it, I suppose that the smell of paint thinner must be building up in this closed room. It doesn't really bother me though, there are far worse smells outside.
さやは嫌いかい？
Does it bother you, Saya?
平気。ふみのりが大丈夫ならいい。
No, I'm fine if you are. Saya sets the food down on the table. Unfortunately, neither its colour nor its smell is at all appetising. Not that eating anywhere else is any different.
いただきます。
Thanks for the food. Oh, that's a point. If everything looks horrible and disgusting to him, then it must be really hard for him to survive on the food of this world. Because it must all just look like putrid guts. Ugh. As has become my custom, I steel myself and methodically transport the food into my mouth. The taste is as gut-wrenching as I expected, but it's not Saya's fault. I'm sure she made it exactly like the cooking show said. It's just that my taste buds can't accept it.
美味しくない？
It's not good?
まあね。
Well, no. Lying about these things won't make Saya happy. She knows about my condition.
気にしないで。明日はまた別のものを作ってあげるから。
Don't worry about it. I'll make something different tomorrow.
ごめんな、いつも。せっかく作ってくれたのに。
Sorry, you always go to the trouble of cooking, but I...
いいのよ。こうやっていろいろ試していけば、いつかふみのりでも美味しく食べられるメニューが見つかるかもしれないじゃない。
It's fine. If I keep trying, maybe I'll find something you'll like. In my current state, eating is nothing more than an unwelcome duty. As much as I hate it, I have to do it to survive. If I stay alive, then perhaps one day, as Saya says, I'll be able to eat something delicious again. I met Saya, didn't I?
さやは食べないの？
Are you going to eat?
私はもう済ましたから。
No, I already ate. Even after we started living together, Saya has never once eaten with me. I don't know why she refuses to do so, and it makes me a little sad, but I'm not about to force her. Suspicious! After all, she's putting up with all the eccentricities that are a result of my warped senses.
そういえば今日もう一度病院で君のお父さんのこと聞いてみた。
By the way, I asked about your father at the hospital again today.
パパの
About Dad? Ogai Masahiko, Saya's father, is her only relative and a professor at the T University Medical School. Saya has asked me to unravel the mystery of his disappearance.
やっぱり何も教えてくれない。何か隠している雰囲気なんだが。
Like I thought, they wouldn't tell me anything, but I get the feeling they're hiding something.
そう
Oh. I expected Saya to be a little more dejected.
心配じゃないのかい？お父さんのこと。
Aren't you worried about him?
ううんそういうわけじゃないの
No, Saya responds with an unreadable expression. It's not that. She gives a little shake of her head, then smiles at me once again.
ありがとうみのり私のためにいろいろと
Thanks for all you're doing for me, Fuminori.
君はそれ以上のことを僕のためにしてくれるんだ。
You're doing much more for me. I thank her for the meal and set my chopsticks down next to the perfectly clean plates. No matter how it tasted, thinking of the emotion that Saya put into it gives me the strength to finish it. Oh, how sweet. He'd eat all of this rotting flesh just to make her happy.
じゃあお風呂にする
I mean, what's a bath like in this sort of reality? Is he bathing in blood and flesh? I don't know. This doesn't really seem like a good existence. I do feel like his parents got off a bit lightly. Will you take a bath now?
また背中流してくれるか？
Yeah. Will you wash my back again? Yeah! Ever since Saya moved in, it's been like having a new wife. I have to admit, this does look a lot better than everything before. Oh dear. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to censor some of this stuff. Saya's slender hips bounce up and down like an insatiable flywheel, each descent thrusting my hard desire deep into the embrace of her hot, tight womb.
いいのすごい熱い奥まで
Guys, I definitely think that you should put your headphones on for this bit. Unless you want everybody to wonder what the hell you're watching. Who could imagine that her slender, seemingly incorruptible body would ever glisten with the hot sweat of passion, or feast on pleasure with such bottomless lust? Saya, my darling Saya, is this really what you want? Why do you go so far? What am I, that you can give yourself to me body and soul?
みのりもっと突き上げて奥に当たってるの
Or is this merely sympathy? Do you pity me, the exile from society? Is that enough for you to surrender yourself to such mad passion? Are you so wanton? I mean, obviously I'm not reading Saya's lines because, I don't know, I live with people. I don't really want them to be like, what the hell? What is she doing?
みのりすごくいいお願いもっとめちゃくちゃにして私もうおかしくなっ
As she rides hungrily atop me, she gazes down at me with a bewitching smile and eyes that are utterly devoid of twisted or sinful desire. There are only the melting flames of ecstasy. Her beautiful carnal moans and twisting body seem impossible, dreamlike, and I can't help but wonder if even the pleasure that is burning me from head to toe is but an illusion. Needing to touch her, to reassure myself that she is real, I raise my hands to her small breasts and seize them like my life depends on it. Saya immediately convulses, screaming like an animal. As I roll her sharp pink nipples through my fingers, she throws her head back and gasps for air.
みのりバラバラになっちゃいそう
Saya is here with me now, but I can only be sure of it for this moment. Only when I am joined with her can I believe.
ふみのり、中にちょうだい。私の内側にふみのりのちょうだい。
I nod and accelerate the pace of my thrusts. Saya's gasps rise in pitch as her mad dance of passion reaches its peak.
行っちゃうの。ふみのり、ね、
Oh, isn't this...
一緒に。
Oh, isn't this scene just so lovely and adorable? No matter what cruel fate might await me, Saya, there is nothing I fear more than losing you. As Saya climaxes, convulsing and wailing, I give in to her tight embrace and unleash my boiling hot seed into her womb. Saya collapses atop me, still smiling, and I wrap my arms around her. The feeling of her soft, sweat-soaked skin and the warmth emanating from her body reassures me that she is still here. Fuminori, are you crying? I realize that my cheeks are wet with tears.
どうしてなんだサヤ。なぜ僕にここまでしてくれる？
Why, Saya? Why did you go so far for me?
ふみのり。
Fuminori.
わからないんだ。わからないのに僕だけがどんどん君に惹かれていく。君なしちゃ耐えられなくなっていく。
I don't understand, but still, I'm losing myself to you more and more. Soon I won't be able to live without you. I wrap my arms tighter around Saya, praying that our bodies will melt together and never again be apart.
教えてくれ。どうすれば君を失わずにいられる？僕は何をすればいい？どうやって君に報いればいい？
Tell me, please. How can I keep you with me? What must I do? How can I repay you?
こうやって抱いていて。
Keep holding me, Saya whispers lovingly into my chest.
みのりに抱いてもらうの大好き。ずっと一緒にこうしていたい。
I want you to make love to me. I want to stay like this forever.
だから私はみのりから離れたりしない。
I won't leave you, Fuminori.
なぜ僕なんだ？
Why? Why me?
それはね、みのりが一人ぼっちだから。
Because you're all alone, of course. Still in my embrace, Saya gazes up into my eyes.
それはさやも一人ぼっちだったから。
And because I was alone too.
だからさやにもふみのりしかいないの。
You're all I have too.
この世でただ一人だけ私を抱きしめてくれる大好きなふみのり。
In this whole world, only you will embrace me, my precious Fuminori. Now I know. No matter how horrifying the world becomes to me, all I'll ever need is Saya. Well, I'm glad we're out of that bit. Apparently there is going to be a lot of that in this game. Yo is determined to talk to him today. Nothing will happen as long as she continues to hesitate, and putting it off will only make her suffering last longer. It is time to show courage once again. Yo's fourth period on Thursdays is biology, and this is her one chance to see Fuminori. Because it's a required course with many students, the lecture is held in a large hall that can seat over 200, but since the room is usually only about half full, it's rarely difficult for Yo to find the seat she wants. Yo prefers to sit near the centre, where it's easiest to hear the professor. Most of the students congregate in this area for the same reason. Fuminori usually sits next to her, although it's not always possible when there's no seat available. Yo has resigned herself to this as representing the distance still between them, but they still always try to sit as close as possible. The classroom isn't crowded today, so Yo is able to set her bag on the seat next to her without bothering anyone. When the professor arrives at the usual time to start class, however, there's still no sign of Fuminori. After waiting for about 10 minutes, Yo furtively casts her glance around the room. He's there. Fuminori must have come in without her noticing because he's sitting alone in the far back corner of the room. Did he miss Yo when he came in? No, that's impossible. In the first place, no serious student would willingly sit in such an inconvenient place. Feeling miserable, Yo slides her bag back over to herself. I feel really sorry for her. She has no idea what's wrong, and he's just rejecting her for no reason, as far as she knows. Fuminori is out the door the moment class ends, and Yo barely manages to catch up to him before he disappears down the hallway.
Sakisaka-san!
Sakisaka-san! At the sound of his name, Fuminori stiffens as though he was just bellowed at.
何か
What is it? He turns to her and says, though he seems reluctant to do so. Now that they're face to face, Yo is painfully aware of how much weight Fuminori has lost. His sunken eyes and protruding cheekbones are a far cry from the features familiar to her. She wonders whether he's under a lot of stress or perhaps not getting enough nutrition. Maybe it's both. He looks more tense than he should be, like he's irritated or even frightened of something. His eyes move restlessly from point to point, and he refuses to look Yo in the eye. Just looking at him makes Yo's chest ache with sadness. What could have changed him so? Today, she reminds herself, relighting the flame of courage in her heart.
お話があるんです。ちょっといいですか?
I have something to talk to you about. Do you have some time? Okay, guys, I think I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sorry for all of the, the sexy scenes. But if you listen to my warning, then you won't be watching this if you're under 18. And if you are watching it anyway, then tisk tisk. I'm very upset with you. Stop watching immediately and go watch something nice and wonderful, okay? So if you guys enjoyed, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. And until next time, guys, goodbye!